What's up, guys? Old School Dan here, back again with another video, back to back, rebuilding the silver era physique. Going to be teaching you guys more on how to build back a stronger, more aesthetic physique using modern science. Alright, so with that being said, let's dive right into it. So first, I want to start off the video by saying I appreciate all the continuous support. I appreciate the welcome back comments, the support of my Instagram, the support of my YouTube. I really appreciate you guys welcoming me back to YouTube because it's been a while since I've done videos like this. I was just going through a lot of learning, failing, relearning, and it took me a lot to get to this point so that way I could create this masterpiece for you guys on how to rebuild the silver era physique with more stability, more functionality. It's healthier, it's stronger, it's overall more well-rounded, and on top of that, it's just, of course, healthy, just like they were. All right, because there's a lot of flaws in those old school bodybuilding routines that they didn't really share with you because most of them are not allowed to tell you exactly what they did, but now I'm able to break it down and tell you exactly how we could do things a little bit better because I've already done a lot of the studying, I've done a lot of the routines themselves, and also I've done a lot of the modern science, a lot of modern training nowadays because I've been through all. I've done the golden era, I've done the modern, I've done the silver era, so I've done a lot of it. So now I've combined them all together to give you a masterpiece of how to rebuild a silver physique. All right, so let's dive right into it. So phase one is strength. We already went over that. Now this says day one. This is just the warm-up, right? The warm-up is always the same, all the workouts, all right? You got your primers first. The core. Core is always going to be first, whether it be bench leg raises or weighted out crunches. And the third day, I'm not going to tell you exactly what we're doing for abs, and I'll let that come out very soon. But as always, first you want to get that, and you want to get that warmed up, activated, engaged, whatever you want to call it. And then we get into our primers. We do one set of lunges for 10 reps on each side, glute bridges, squeezing the glutes, one set of 15, fire hydrants to to warm up those abductors, one set of 12, and then standing kickbacks to warm up those upper glutes. All right. So you do all that, and then you do your couple warm-up sets. For example, if it's going to be deadlift, like for this workout, we got deadlifts in there. After we do our core warm-up, our primers for the legs, then we go into some warm-up sets for deadlifts. Let's just say our working set's going to be 225, warm up with 135, and then maybe warm up with like maybe 175, something like that, and then do 225. Or you can do a couple warm-ups, a few warm-up sets, like 2 or 3. Depends on however you're feeling. If you're feeling really warm, then you can just, 2 warm-ups, it's probably cool. I wouldn't do just 1, maybe just 2 just in case. But if you really need it and you feel like you're really tight and you have been stretching lately, you haven't been really moving a ton lately and you feel cold, then I would do like 3. Sometimes I do 3, especially in this colder weather. It's not super cold here in California, but it does get, something that cold where we're all not used to it. So I'll do like 3 warm-up sets just to feel really warm, especially if I'm doing a heavy compound. All right, and so after you do legs, because legs is the first thing we do because it's the most taxing muscle group to train, we'll do our upper body lifts. But before the upper body lifts, we want to do our upper body warm-up. So that'd be prone cobras, something to help you retract your scapula and protract it to warm up that back. You can do pull-ups as a warm-up for your back. You can do, we're going to be doing push-ups. Push-ups is cool. You can do pull-aparts, 1 set of 10, 1 set of 15, 1 set of 20. If you have really bad mobility in your shoulders, do 1 set of 50 before a workout. Helps really just help you get that rotator cuff, all those shoulders warmed up and good stuff like that. All right. Any questions about all that stuff, leave them in the comment section below if you got questions about mobility, warming up your shoulders, if you got tight traps, things like that. I've dealt with a lot of these things with clients and myself, so I do know how to deal with them, how to move past them, how to work with them. So if you got any comments, leave them in the comment section below or feel free to DM me on Instagram. So with that being said, let's move on to the next slide. Phase 1, day 2. Now this is a lot different from day 1 because we have some more barbell work and we have some more calf work. We have some actual calf work in here, right? So people were asking, what about calves? And I know about that already. So we'll get into that in a few seconds, but let's start off with the first exercise. Weighted ab crunches for the upper abs, 3 sets of 6. It's good to have a really strong core because a lot of your stability lies in your core. Like when you do your bench press, your squats, I think I went over all that good stuff in the last video. So you kind of, just a quick refresher on how how important it is to have core stability, because if you're having lower back pain, it's usually because of two things. It's either you have really weak glutes or you have a really weak core. But if you have like a big butt or you feel like you have some well developed glutes and you're still having lower back pain, it's probably because you have a weak core. You know, for a long time, people thought like this is one of also the other things that people think they shouldn't be doing is that, wow, I shouldn't really be training my abs with weight because I don't want it to get blocky. Um, Not true. That won't happen. You won't get blocky abs. You do want to have a strong core, and the only way to get your core stronger is to train it just like every other muscle group with weights. And one also more important thing, people think that it's bad to train your core with abs because it'll make your waist thicker, it'll give you blocky abs. The biggest mistake with that I learned was that, so okay, think about this. You know, you train your muscles all with weights. You train your calves, your forearms, your back, your chest, right? It's all chiseled, it's all toned, but your abs just look flat. You know, they don't look blocky, they don't look that super toned, they look kind of flat, they look like you have a lot of muscle in the area, right? That's because you never train your abs with weights. That's why they look so freaking flat. For example, like my abs, they don't look as defined. Oh, well, they look more defined now because I train with weight, but they weren't that defined before. That's because I never trained with weight. I trained them with just like as if they were just like nothing. You know, like just I would do everything like without weight, hanging leg raises, bench leg raises, Russian twist, sit ups, things like that. Now a lot of those guys, like, you think that like, and this is, I know this is a silver bodybuilding video, but guys like Serge Nubret would do like 1,000 sit-ups. Yes, he had very chiseled abs, but again, he was on the gear. It's a different story. Now for you, you guys, progressive overload is key. You guys heard of that story about the I think it's a Greek mythology story about the guy who had the goat. He would carry up the mountain to eat, and as the goat would get fatter, he would get bigger as well. It's progressive overload. You know, when you get stronger, you get bigger. That's how it works. So when you get stronger abs, you get better looking abs. So if you want to bring some more definition if you want to bring some more definition in those abs, you gotta start training them with weights. That way you can build some more muscle in that area. When you build more muscle in that area, you have less fat in that area. Therefore, it looks more quote unquote tone or more defined or whatever you want to call it. Hopefully that makes sense. That was really eye opening for me as to why I start training my abs with weights. And trust me, it makes a huge difference when you have a really strong, stable core, because you have less lower back pain with your deadlifts, your squats, a lot of your overhead lifts as well in your day-to-day life. Your lower back feels more feels better if you have a strong core. So I just want to emphasize that part because that's really, really important. The next exercise is conventional deadlift. Now, if you have like weak glutes and you kind of like um, want to work more on those glutes, you could just do sumo. That's fine. I would just go conventional just because I prefer conventional more over sumo. But that's just my preference. I would just do conventional. 3 sets of 6. Deadlifts do not make your waistline grow. That does, trust me, it doesn't happen as I've been doing more and more deadlifts. All it's done is improve my physique like 10 times fold. Trust me, it makes a huge difference on your back. Your back can get really, really freaking thick from doing heavy deadlifts. Trust me, and it's also a very functional exercise. It's a really good exercise, good for posture. So I highly recommend that you keep those in your routine. Don't leave them out. You can build tons of muscle on that exercise because it's a full body exercise, and you can overload it a ton. There's no other exercise like the deadlift that you can overload a ton. It's crazy. So, guys, let go of those old school bodybuilding myths that squats and deadlifts make your waistline grow. Trust me, it will give you the most bang for your buck in terms of all the exercises you could do. If you can do 3 exercises for the rest of your life, let it be a squat, deadlift, and let's just say um, maybe like a pull up or a bench or a overhead press. Those few exercises, all right? Next one, seated calf raise for the soleus. Working the soleus muscle or the tibialis, which is the front of your calf, will help improve the mobility in your ankles, which will allow you to squat deeper. So an exercise like that is really good to keep in your routine. We got 3 sets of 8, and that's a really good one for your also to give it that your calf some nice definition, gives you good mobility. So highly recommend you keep that one in your routine. After that is flat bench press. For your overall chest mass, 3 sets of 6. No need to give an explanation on that one. A great exercise to overload your chest, give it lots of chest gains. Cable seated row. Now, this is an exercise that probably wasn't there too much in the silver era. Steve Reeves did enjoy one like this, but not the way. I'm not gonna teach you the way he did it. He did it a different way. I'm not gonna be teaching that. I'm gonna teach you the way I learned it, and it's probably the better way. It's probably better the way I'm gonna teach you, because it'll be more of a posture correction thing. So for a lot of you guys who do, so a lot of people have been doing a lot more remote work because of COVID nowadays. So your posture's kind of like you're slouched a little bit, or we're always on our phones or our backs are hunched forward. This is an exercise that will correct that, help increase posture. When you have better posture, you increase confidence. So I'll be showing you that very soon when I make a video. After that is Arnold Press. So for most of the exercises that I'll be choosing for shoulders, it's gonna be stuff that's more unilateral, where like we're using dumbbells. So dumbbells are pretty much unilateral work because each side gets its own each side gets its own work. You know what I mean? Like a barbell, it's different because one side can take over more than the other, and you can't really fix that when you do barbell. You just have to go dumbbell. So overall shoulder stability is one thing that will keep you from seeing more gains in your upper body. Like if you're plateauing on overhead press, you're plateauing on bench press, um, things like that. It could be underlying issues to shoulder stability, and I'm already trying to counter that. That's why I've already pre-programmed it into the plan so that we don't have to deal with that. So Arnold Press um, was invented by Vince Gironda, not Arnold, by the way. I think I made a video about that a while back. But anyways, Arnold Press 3 sets of 6, barbell curl 3 sets of 8. Overall mass for the biceps. If you want to get big biceps, the best way to overload them is with barbell curl, not with dumbbells. So the barbell curl, you want to get some big juicy biceps. Barbell curl is the way to go. And barbell skull crusher, another great exercise to overload your triceps. 3 sets of 8. You can superset these arms exercises back to back. I wouldn't recommend supersetting any other muscle group together. Not yet. The only thing I'd probably superset together is probably your warm-ups with your your primers and your abs. So do 1 set of 6 for weighted arm crunches, and then superset it with like your kickbacks, your fire hydrants, your glute bridges, your lunges. So do them all of them back to back. That way your entire warm-up gets done like fast. All right. And pretty much that concludes the entire workout. There's one other thing I would probably recommend you might want to do if you need more calf work. Right now, we're just focusing on building lots of strength onto the muscle groups that will give you the most aesthetic type of look. But if you need extra calf work, then I would probably add another standing calf. Actually, I would do another standing calf raise onto your first workout. Do maybe like 2 sets of 8 or 3 sets of 8, whatever it is it may be. Right now it's a strength phase, so we're not necessarily focused on the aesthetics too much. We're just focused on building good stability, good solid strength and density, that thickness. So the aesthetics isn't the thing that I'm mainly concerned with at the moment. So with that being said, let's move on to the final part of the video, which is the extra notes. So extra notes. So the rest time between sets for your compounds is anywhere between 90 seconds to 3 minutes. So a lot of people think that, the scientists and the experts have been saying that a longer rest time is actually better for muscle building, because the more time you have to recover between sets, the heavier loads you can handle between sets. So that's a plus right there. It's no longer 1 minute, 30 seconds, rest time. Now it's a little bit longer, because if you're a natty, you do want to focus on building strength. And a lot of people be like, I'm not worried about getting strong, or I just want to look good. No, you should be worried about getting stronger, because that's the only way you're going to get bigger. Okay. So drop that idea that you won't be able to, you'll be able to gain size without getting strong, because whether progressive overload is the same thing in all ways, whether it's increased tempo, decreased tempo, adding more weight, taking off weight, decreasing rest time, increasing rest time, increasing the rep range, decreasing the rep range, whatever it is, the best one that works the best is progressive overload of increasing weight every single set, or every single week. All right. So that's how they did it back in the days. They weren't just like, I just want to look. I don't care about the weight. No, they did care about the weight. They were always trying to push maxes, So don't think that you can get away with trying to build muscle without worrying about the weight. Like, focus on getting stronger. Trust me, It's the quickest way to get results. I used to be like that. I used to be like, you know what? I don't care about building strength. I just want to look good. You can you can look good and get strong at the same time. It's actually a quick way to get there. So trust me, do that. Example on their deadlift, squat, and bench press, take anywhere between 90 seconds to 3 minutes for rest. And for your isolations like curls, press down, seated calf raise, do anywhere between 60 to 90 seconds. I would just do like 60. That's just me, unless I'm feeling a little more fatigued towards week 3 and week 4, since the lifts are a little bit heavier because it's in their RPE of an 8 to 9. And sometimes you feel a little more gas, so then you probably need a little more time to recover between sets, especially with your compounds. That's why I'm giving you a range between 90 seconds to 3 minutes, because week 1, week 2, not too bad. Week 3 is a little bit more challenging, so you do need more time. But week 4 is usually the most challenging, so you probably need more rest time between those sets right there. And like I said, lastly, you can superset arms together, biceps and triceps. I wouldn't superset shoulders and arms. I mean, or like tricep or anything like that, or like superset chest and back, just because those are going to be pretty taxing. Trust me when you do them. Lateral raises, you could probably superset with biceps. It'd be okay. I know it's not this workout that we're talking about. It's the last workout, which I didn't mention because I wanted this video to where I could mention a little bit more. The first video was more like an introduction because there's a lot of information to just give you guys. So the second one, we have Arnold Press. You could superset with biceps if you'd like. It just makes you a little more fatigued when you're trying to train your shoulders. And like I said, the main muscle groups that you want to focus on really giving your energy and all to is your compounds, your bigger muscle groups like your legs, your shoulders, your back, and your chest. You really want to focus on building those up a ton, because when you can progressively overload those a ton, whether it's your bench press, your pull-ups, your Arnold press, a lot of your muscle groups around that, like your forearms, your triceps, your biceps, they will grow naturally because they're a secondary muscle group that's involved in the movement. So I would just worry about like focusing on building up your compounds first and leaving isolations for like last, okay? And that's why they're more towards the end, because they require the least amount of energy. They're not like super taxing. If you guys have any more questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Feel free to reach out on Instagram. Appreciate all the continued support. We'll be dropping the third day very soon, and then I'll be filming the entire video series of how the workouts should go in, me demonstrating and things like that very soon as well. Got a lot of projects planned up. Also, I'll be doing a video with my mentor and coach. He's my also quote-unquote trainer, coach, mentor, whatever you want to call it. He does all of them for me. We'll be talking about the Reg Park Flyby program, why it sucks. We'll also be talking about why Steve Reeves' order of operations sucks as well, and we'll be disproving a lot of old school bodybuilding ideas, methods, ideologies. And it's not just that I hate old school bodybuilding, but it's like I love the sport. I love old school bodybuilding. I've competed in classic physique, so I love the sport. But I want to bring you guys new information on how to get that physique in the quickest way you can. People think that you can't, like it's a thing that has to be slow. No, we can improve the rate of your results 10 times. Trust me, with what I learned today, I can get you there a lot quicker than you reading up on the old school bodybuilders. So if you're interested in online coaching, please feel free to message me on Instagram or email me. With that being said, subscribe for more videos like this. Give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching Old School Dan. I'm gone. Peace.